In today's video, I want to talk about AI being natively integrated into WordPress, and it's not exactly what you might think. There's a proposal for WordPress 7.0, and it is going to integrate at the what I'll call the API layer of WordPress, a way for plugin developers to hook into AI services inside of WordPress for various degrees of operation, from how you might be able to create content in WordPress to maybe how you're designing a site in WordPress or even managing data and content in WordPress. Okay, let me read you this blog post by Felix Arntz. This is the proposal for merging WPAI client into WordPress 7.0. This proposes merging the WPAI client into WordPress core for WordPress 7.0. The WPAI client is developer infrastructure, a provider agnostic API for WordPress code to call generative AI models via a consistent interface with WordPress integrations for HTTP transport, event handling, caching, credentials, and a browser-friendly REST.js layer. Providing this foundation in collaboration with the Abilities API that is already part of core will make WordPress ready for AI, both as a consumer and as a tool. This merge does not ship any AI providers or automatically enables AI calls. This, I think, is obviously the most important part for the average WordPress user, but this is the groundwork for it. Without explicit configuration and explicit calling code, WordPress will not send prompts or data to any external service. Site owners will be able to install plugins to enable usage of specific AI providers built on top of this foundation. And I will just finish up reading this article with the goals and the non-goals. Provide a stable, provider-agnostic AI client foundation and core with seamless integration with the Abilities API. Reduce duplicated SDKs, settings, pages by centralizing common infrastructure. Enable plugins to detect availability and gracefully disable AI features when no model is configured. And the non-goals are no bundled credentials or providers, no end-user AI assistant UI and core, no product-level experiences standardized in this merge. So this is setting that groundwork, that plumbing, to say, here's the best way to integrate AI into WordPress. It's a sort of top layer to AI to say, hey, plugin developer, hey, theme author, hey, hosting company, hey, service provider. This is the way to do it. If you're going to do it, please abide by this, because this is the way that we'll support it. And that doesn't mean people are going to stop doing it the way that they're already doing it in their own plugin. And if you've not heard about the Abilities API, this is something that, again, just loosely speaking here from a 50,000-foot view, this is an API that will allow plugins to do things and communicate to other plugins or the theme or the service or the hosting company that's integrating into this to do different things. If you think, I have a Zapier account, and when I have my Gravity form on my WordPress site and somebody submits that, it goes to Zapier, and then it sends it to Google Sheets for me to go back and do something with. That's kind of what the Abilities API is like. It's taking these little microservices inside of WordPress and allowing them to communicate with each other and then do things inside of WordPress. Here's a few things that I like about this proposal. I mean, number one, it keeps it AI provider agnostic, and this isn't something that a user is going to log into WordPress one day and see the settings page with a, paste your OpenAI key in here. Though it could, and that's the flip side of this conversation, at least for me. What I do like about this is we're saying, hey, look, if plugin developers are going to come into WordPress and bring in their own AI stuff specifically, and maybe they're using a provider of choice that maybe you want to have control over or maybe even not want to use or something like that, WordPress is saying, hey, look, don't build your own thing, hook in here. That doesn't really stop plugin developers from doing their own AI thing, but it is sort of laying the groundwork of saying, here's how WordPress wants to handle AI and integrating that more natively to WordPress. It's hard to imagine it yet because we don't have it. We don't know really what's going to happen with AI and LLMs, and especially how that affects WordPress. I'm sort of stuck in the middle, wondering how all of this stuff plays out. On one hand, I feel like, well, are we moving too fast? Like WordPress 7.0 slated this year as the next release. Do we really want to have this kind of native AI integration in here right now? The other half of me is saying WordPress needs to compete and stay relevant. So of course we want to stay as far ahead as we can on this new AI future. So really what I want out of this AI integration, this line in the sand for WordPress to say we've got AI at the core of WordPress. Here you go. Let's unleash this into the world is my concern of what makes WordPress WordPress. And from all of my experiments, and I'm sure if you've been experimenting with AI, you get this sort of like fascination of, look what I can build. Look how fast I built that. I'm not a developer, and I built, a front end to WordPress and a headless system using my own vanilla JavaScript and connecting up to all kinds of other services, all within a command line. And it's really cool. It's really empowering. The problem is a lot of this stuff is new every single time. And you're building these really unique, bespoke applications. Whether you know what you're doing or not, it's always this random deployment of code. Even with all the guardrails that you might be throwing at it, even with all of the project files you might be prepping and buffering up with your agents and your skills, it's still a different thing every single time. I think one of the biggest advantages for WordPress is that it is the same thing 100 out of 100 times when you install it for the first time for your next project, for your client's project, or for that blog you want to spin up for somebody. You might look at that and go, that's an old thing. It's in a zip file that was deployed 6 months ago or whatever the time was from the last release, and you're saying to yourself, this is old technology. Look what I can do with AI, and look how fast I can do it. There is also a comfort and a security and an understanding when it's the same thing over and over for the human. Which brings me to the next issue that I see with doing this in version 7.0 that comes out for WordPress. When we start thinking about the experience of AI shaping WordPress, then what we're doing is we're thinking about how machines, computers, and various AI services are going to interact with WordPress. And what we're not thinking about is how the human interacts with WordPress. Many of you will agree that WordPress has had an identity crisis, literally for the last 15 years. From years 1 through 5, we all kind of knew what it was. It was this blogging platform. It was really cool. And people are like, okay, this is my thing to launch a blog. And then the whole consumer internet started to kick off. And they're like, oh, you can now make a website out of this and put that blog and archive on a /blog page. And let's just use Pages as a homepage, as our services page. And because this is PHP and CSS, we can kind of go in and customize it with our own code. And then poof, we've spawned this massive juggernaut of what we now call the open web with WordPress. And that's a huge weight to bear for those of us, who are still trying to figure out what WordPress is. And if AI is going to shape that experience, we still don't know what WordPress is. The sub point of that is if WordPress is going to be different every time you deploy it because you can talk to AI before the whole thing is fully built, now we have all kinds of iterations of WordPress. We have all these different, not flavors of WordPress like a lot of us have predicted in the past, like a WordPress for school, a WordPress for mechanics, those were flavors of WordPress. Now you're going to have this extremely fractured experience of what WordPress is because each one is going to be bits and pieces, unless we can all define what WordPress is now. See, I'm not against WordPress 7.0 having this new AI integration, but how do we define WordPress now so that doesn't get lost in the future? If we're just pushing around code, what makes it WordPress versus if I just go to my Claude Code and say, build me a homepage, a blog? Where does the difference, where does the opinion, where does the human experience lie within WordPress in an AI future? I think we're still trying to figure that all out today, and AI is only going to accelerate that. So yes, I am excited and a little terrified of the AI future and how WordPress survives this. But I do think it's important that we all define what WordPress is and what it can be moving forward, even if it just distills down to a couple of core concepts. And another important point, if you want to take action or at least have your voice heard, you could leave your comment on the blog post. Take it with constructive criticism. I am happy that they're doing it with a provider agnostic point of view. But if you have some really strong feelings, this is as close to open source contribution as you can get without rolling up your sleeves and coding for WordPress or becoming a volunteer. You can at least leave some feedback on your thoughts on integrating this into WordPress 7.0. That's what I have for you today. It's the WP Minute. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. If you want more, it's the WPMinute.com/subscribe. That's the newsletter. It's the #1 place to stay connected. Leave those comments below. I'm sure you've got plenty of thoughts.